Oh, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, you just don't get it. Now, you guys may or may not know this. When you look at No Time to Die, the last James Bond movie, though it was Daniel Craig's idea for Bond to get killed off or die at the end of the film, it wasn't his idea on how he was being killed off. Basically, Phoebe Waller-Bridge really looked at The Last Jedi and how Luke died and kind of copy and pasted that and brought it into No Time to Die. She wanted Bond to die alone on an island, getting hit by missiles, kind of similar to how, in a strange way, it happened in the same way that Luke did, where he's getting hit by all these blasters by AT-ATs, even though it's a forced projection, and then it bounces back to Octu, where his true self dies alone on an island. That was all Phoebe Waller-Bridge. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into the subject. So just like what I said there at the very beginning of this video, that's what Phoebe Waller-Bridge is really all about. It's all about taking core elements from other films and really kind of copying things and throwing it into other franchises, much like Rian Johnson does, and also much like Leslie Headland does. They're all very much the same. They can never come up with 100% original material. And though a lot of you may have liked the ending of Bond 25, you know, how Bond dies and it's very emotional, but that was really Phoebe Waller-Bridge on how it was done. Not the general decision, but how it was done. Now let's dive into all of this, alright? We know that everything related to Indy 5 right now is a big mess. Phoebe Waller-Bridge has been unleashed. She's been really going against the fans, putting them on the spot, downplaying the fandom, and more. Now, right now with Disney and Lucasfilm promoting Indy 5, The Dial of Destiny, actress Phoebe Waller-Bridge has been becoming more direct lately and not in a good way. Recently, she delivered the following to all Indy fans when questioning, of course, about the apparent backlash. She goes on to state, "I just think fans need to wind it down and look at themselves in the mirror and realize that they are getting bent out of shape over a movie. Fiction. Nothing more than an entertainment piece. These franchises like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and more have no impact on daily lives, and if people really believe that, it may be time to experience reality." That's what I have to say about the so-called fans that have not seen a film yet and are already a critic. I can guarantee everyone that this film is not anywhere as bad as it sounds by these fans. Just because a female lead is in the film calling the shots doesn't make a story subpar or lose its value. So again, guys, I mean, she's basically admitting it right there that Helena is the show of the Indiana Jones film and that she is the center of attention in this one. Now, this is exactly what a lot of the Cannes Film Festival critics said, that it lost its magic, it lost the thrill, the, adventure is non-existent that the originals had, stuff like that. Moving on. She goes on to state, that's just straight up wrong, and as a screenwriter and as a creator of film, I find that insulting. It's growing very old hearing these fans criticizing a film that's not even out yet, all because it got some negative press coming out of Cannes Film Festival. Now, this is funny because she's acknowledging that they are very well aware about the Cannes Film Festival reviews, and this may sound very sneaky, guys, by the way, but the reason why they really wanted to have no embargo on the reviews for the people that saw the film in Hollywood is because they want more positive reviews coming out and about to kind of overshine what the people at Cannes reviewed. And you gotta remember that the people at Cannes are more honest and bold when it comes to their, statements and their reviews and their thoughts. It's a different way of they think, basically. They're not as restricted as far as what they write up in their reviews as the reviewers are in Hollywood. There are some of those that saw the film in Hollywood that said that this movie is absolutely horrible, blah, 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 it's Helena's story. Then there's others that say it's a good movie, it's a great end to the Indiana Jones saga, or the franchise, whatever have you, stuff like that. But that was Disney's cheap game plan, to have the Hollywood reviewers have no embargo. They were basically just allowed to talk about the film, what they thought about the movie, etc., etc., etc. That's why you see a lot of reviews on yahoo.com, stuff like that. Moving to the next thing, alright? This is where things begin to lift off even more, is that She goes on to state, which everyone needs to realize, that is only a very small percentage, she's talking about Cannes Film Festival, and means absolutely nothing. You are going to see so many positive reviews rolling in for this film because Mangold really killed it with this movie. He directed the hell out of this thing. The money we put into this piece shows it's brilliant, so fans just need to seriously stop it right now. I'm glad that Kathy is discussing a sequel since it's giving us open room to explore past Indiana's story, and fans can complain all they want about this film. It's not going to stop its success. We live in a world where fans convince other fans to not see something, and it never works anyway. I advise everyone to purchase a ticket and check out this fine piece of art. This fine piece of art, okay. Anyways, here's the problem that I have with this, is that this is coming across as very desperate, almost like they know what's coming, almost like they know what this movie is all about. They are gonna say whatever they have to say to get people into the theater seats, to make this movie have a profit, or to have some good return. This way they can greenlight a sequel and move on from there. And that's going to be sad if that does happen, where they do get enough people to come in and see this movie to the point where Kathy is not going to get fired by Lucasfilm and or Disney, and Indy 5 sequel will be greenlit. That will be a terrible continuation. But when we look at stuff like this, we know that Disney and the executives do have a plan. We've talked about this. Depending on how much of a failure and or success Indy 5 is, it's going to be a big factor on whether or not they let Kathleen Kennedy go. Alright, that's a real plan that's put in place. The biggest mystery is, what do they really consider bad? What does Disney actually consider bad when it comes to box office numbers and specific fan reception across all social media and media platforms out there? That's the bigger question, right? That's the bigger thing that leaves you on the edge. So the thing about Phoebe Waller-Bridge is that, again, you know, she is saying that these movies have no impact on daily lives. I say that is absolutely crazy. All of these movies have great impact on daily lives, whether it be Indiana Jones or Star Wars, whatever have you. I believe that those two franchises, by the way, have the biggest impact on daily lives because it's all really rooted down in the end, and I say in the end, to family and adventures and becoming who you are, or going on a journey to discover who you really are. And it kind of is relatable, and that's why people relate to these two franchises mostly. And at the end of the day, each end of the original trilogies of Star Wars and Indiana Jones is a father and son story. It's a family dynamic. That's why it just works, and George Lucas knew about this going in. So again, if you want to break that apart, and the fact that Phoebe Waller-Bridge literally, she took part in the story. She contributed to making Indiana Jones literally a broken man in this movie. And I've talked about the spoilers, and I'll say something at last minute in case you guys don't want to hear it. You can back up right now. Alright, let's get to it. So basically in the movie, to put it short, Indiana Jones, his son is dead, and he died in Vietnam, and he is divorced. There you go. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. And I will catch you guys next time.